Becky.
I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're talking about Alex and Eliza by Melissa Cruz. And this is the story of Alexander Hamilton when he met Eliza Schuyler during the Revolutionary War. And they connected, they fell in love, they can't be together, but they want to be together. It's an issue with class. It's basically like the song Helpless out of the Hamilton musical. And we had very mixed responses to this book. I liked it a lot up until the ending because I feel like the last 20% of the book is entirely like fictional. It is a historical fictional book. But I feel like the last 20% of the book, there's a storyline that she completely made up, and I don't like when they do that with real people involved.
Well, it doesn't work in this effect. Okay, so my feelings on this book are second verse, same as the first, as far as with what was it? Something real or something in between. The last
something in between.
Melissa de la Cruz book that we reviewed, this book felt like a rehash of that. Rehash not in the plot points, but in my issues with it, as far as she can't write third person. It just doesn't work for me because you can't I just keep feeling like I can't get into these characters' heads, and I just want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and getting there, and it doesn't happen. And the characters could be so awesome because you can kind of feel their spirit through the dialogue that they have, but I just can't connect to them. And
it is a very detached third person.
It feels like a historical nonfiction novel. Nonfiction. So it's super dry, super boring. And then to make up the history totally
and
clashes with it.
There's only one, but it's a pretty big plot point that everything I have read, I've never seen this anywhere else. So I feel like that is very possible. She's taking liberties. I will say, because we were talking about this when I was like, I really liked it. And Sarah's like, what are you reading? I feel like she didn't have to make me like them because Lin-Manuel Miranda made me like them.
And that is entirely possible. And I think this just capitalizes on that popularity in that none of the characters are teens. BT dubs.
No, they're not.
It really shouldn't be a teen book. She might have been able to do a little bit more with it if it was an adult book, but even then I don't know. However, it's the teens that are the ones that are obsessed and interested in Hamilton. I mean, more by and large, you're going to get the pop culture references from the teens. And so it's just capitalizing on that, but it's just kind of like a rehash of what, it doesn't add anything more, I don't think, to the dialogue.
It definitely doesn't add anything more to the story to me. And like I said, I really think I did enjoy it so much because I do like the musical so much.
And I don't know anything about the musical, which I have to figure out because we're going to see it.
That's true. That's very true. Because there's a part, and you probably even noticed this, but there's a quick reference where he's interacting with Lafayette and Lawrence, and I'm like, those are the people from the Battle of Yorktown song right there. And Sarah's like, no.
I mean, yeah.
So, we should just rate it. So I'm going to give it a 3. It was actually a 4 for me up until that last part where, like I said, I really think she just completely did do dramatic, added something. And I just really don't like that when you're working with real people. I'm okay if you're, kind of guessing and figuring, because, the musical's not 100% accurate either. But if you're guessing and trying to, kind of figure where the story could go, I'm okay with that. But when you add something just entirely out of nowhere, I don't like it.
See, and I was at a 2 just because it is a struggle for me to read this. However, I'm kind of pushed up into the 3 range because it works for tweens.
It does. It's a good tween book.
This is a good avenue to use to get, because tweens are going to be asking for this pop culture reference, and it's safe to give them.
It's very safe.
That's why I give it a 3, because it hits that tween demographic. Even though it's about adults and it's written for teens, it's kind of all over the place. I guess it capitalizes on everything. Well, I don't even really like the cover. I mean, it's simple.
It's the poster for the musical.
That's what seriously?
It's not the exact poster, but you can get a T-shirt that has that on it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's where we are with Alex and Eliza. Unless, do you have something more?
I feel like I have something more, but my only thing is, on the back of the book jacket, did you see, usually they have, different, different like dialogue from other authors like praising the book, but on the back of the back of the book, it's nothing but a full page of text just like summarizing the whole thing. I'm like, what is this?
I did not. I listened to it off of Overdrive. It was a good audiobook.
Sorry,
Anyway.
it just really bugged me.
And that's where we are on Alex and Eliza.
All right, adios.
Bye.